Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the pinning ceremony for the Spring 2024 Nursing Pre-Licensure cohort.
My name is Rainey and this is Emily, and we have the honor of being a part of this cohort and the pleasures of being your guys' Masters of Ceremony. We are gathered here today to celebrate and recognize the hard work, dedication, and all the time spent of our nursing graduates. Classmates, today is a day to reflect on our nursing school journey. From the first day of classes when we were so nervous to take each other's blood pressures, through countless hours of studying, clinical rotations, and all the challenges we have faced and overcome, we have all shown extraordinary perseverance.
Family, friends, and faculty, on behalf of the cohort, I would like to give you all a heartfelt thank you for being here tonight. Your presence here signifies that you've played a pivotal role in each of our journeys. To welcome everyone, I have the honor of introducing our Dean of the College of Science, Dr. Martina Giselle Ramirez.
Good evening to the pre-licensure graduates, families, and friends as we celebrate the completion of their nursing education at Stan State. Like Olympic athletes in training, these students have spent 3 years developing their skills and applying scientific principles to patient treatment while also providing compassionate care. Once they are nurses, each graduate will find a balance between science and service based on their role and specialization, while being excellent in both areas. When the public is asked what comes to mind when the word nurse is mentioned, words such as empathetic, organized, hardworking, advocate, patience, and communicator often feature prominently in the word cloud images which result. Accounts of nursing students and nurses in action also reflect that special combination of science and service and what it can look like in the real world, as in this description. Quote, empathy is a nursing student working a 13-hour shift, forgetting to eat, and rarely using the bathroom because the patient's needs are always top of mind. Empathy is a nursing student walking down the hallway to a patient's room every hour to collect a biological sample, followed by inspecting, weighing, and charting it, no matter the form of the sample. Empathy is a nursing student going into the hospital the night before their shift and spending hours upon hours researching every aspect of their assigned patient to provide the best care possible the next day. Empathy is a nursing student who learns to sensitively change a patient's wound dressing or empty a drain. Empathy is a nursing student who cares so much about their education, they leave class at the end of the school day to work an overnight shift, arrive first thing in the morning for that 8 a.m. class after having worked all night. Empathy is a nursing student who comes home after a long series of classes at school and has enough homework to fill up the night, but still interacts with and cares for their family despite their exhaustion. Empathy is a nurse who learns to be silent and be in the moment with the patient who just needs someone to cry with. Most of all, empathy in a nurse is a nurse who takes their profession seriously with patients' lives in their hands, double-checks their work, and delivers safe, professional, and holistic care. This nurse views nursing not simply as a job or as a task, but rather as a service to others to ensure the patient has the best quality of life possible. Once your graduate has secured licensure by the California Board of Registered Nursing, they too will be able to add their own distinctive blend of science and service to the world of nursing. In closing, I have an analogy to share with the graduates. In 1997, the New Age artist Enya released a greatest hits CD entitled Paint the Sky with Stars. The album art from this CD case features on the front an artist painting stars on a dark sky, while on the back, the paint bucket and easel are on the ground under the star-filled sky, while the artist is absent. That progression from the artist at work to seeing just the results after they are gone is akin to what you graduates will do during your careers, since every patient, family member, and patient's friend you interact with in the special way nurses do are very much like those stars, better able to do their thing thanks to you. And when you are gone, all the lives you have touched will be your legacy, like so many stars in the night sky. So graduates, best wishes on taking your own blank sky canvas and making it starry over the decades to come, based on what you do with and for people as a nurse.
Thank you, Dr. Ramirez. We will now hear from our fellow classmates, Jason Cromer and Anna Velos, to present our student speeches. Jason will be providing the English version, and Anna will be providing the Spanish version.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you all for coming to celebrate this evening with us. Really appreciate you all being here. Wow, after 3 years, blood, sweat, and tears, research papers, intense checkoffs, and medication math exams, and lectures, here we are, a week away from graduation, celebrating the accomplishment of becoming nurses. As I thought about our journey just a little bit, I was thinking about 3 qualities that were key to us making it to this point and are going to be extremely crucial for us as we move forward in our journey as nurses. The 3 qualities I want to talk about are grit, empathy, which we heard about a little bit already, and gratitude. So first, let's think about grit a little bit. I would say that grit would be the backbone of nursing. It allows us to stand up to challenges around us. It's that unyielding determination and perseverance to push through innumerable challenges and impossibly rough roads. In nursing, all of us are going to face obstacles, some big, some small. Being new grads, we are going to feel overwhelmed with all the new information at some point. We're going to experience many unpleasant interactions with patients, maybe. We might have to deal with coworkers reminding us of our very little experience and knowledge and their abundance of experience and knowledge. We'll probably experience death, maybe multiple times throughout our career. There's just so many challenges that we're going to experience. Nursing truly requires a resilience that not all other professions do require. We'll be tested physically, we're going to be tested mentally, we're going to be tested emotionally. But it's during the most difficult times in our lives and careers that grit will tell us, keep going. Now, grit's nothing new to anyone on this stage. It's a must in the nursing program, right? I mean, whether it was riding a scooter to class to save $100 or $200 on a parking pass, or working by night to pay for class by day, or processing through the death of a loved one, or family problems, or studying for a test at midnight, before the next morning. Grit wasn't an option for us, it was a necessity. Instead of allowing these challenges to overwhelm us, however, we decided instead to adopt the mindset of Florence Nightingale when she said, "I attribute my success to this. I never gave or took any excuse." It's often in our most challenging moments that we find our greatest strength and growth if we choose to push through them and to grow in them. So let's continue to embrace our challenges. Let's tackle them head on. And let's let our grit carry us forward to the next step of our journey. So now that we've talked about grit a little bit, let's think about empathy. So if grit's the backbone of nursing, empathy might be considered the heart. It's the ability to step into somebody else's shoes, to truly understand and share in their feelings, their pain, their joy. In nursing, we'll encounter people of all walks of life, each with their own unique struggles and triumphs. It's our empathy that will allow us to connect with others on a deeply human level. With empathy, nursing is a profoundly human experience of compassion, comfort, and understanding. Without it, nursing would be some soulless, sterile process. The poet and author Maya Angelou once said, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So as we go forth into our nursing careers, let's remember the power of empathy, feeling with somebody else. It has the ability to heal, to uplift, and to make a timeless impact on those that we care for. So now that we've talked a little bit about empathy, let's finally think about gratitude. So if grit's the backbone and empathy is the heart of nursing, I would think about gratitude as the eyes of nursing. Through gratitude, we open our eyes to the fact that we couldn't make it through this journey on our own. Gratitude allows us to look around to see and acknowledge the blessings that we've received and all of the people who have been a part of those blessings. Gratitude is so important to becoming nurses because it will allow us to reflect on how others have impacted our journey as nurses and will help us to pass along that love, that encouragement, that teaching, that faithful support that you have all given us. So without all of you in this crowd today, none of us would be up here. None of us would be about to become nurses. So we just want to thank you all. To our families and our loved ones, your love, your support, and your encouragement have been the bedrock upon which we have built our dreams. You've been there for us, late night study sessions, to moments of self-doubt, to celebrating the milestones like tonight. You've been there every step of the way, cheering us on and lifting us up. Thank you for your endless sacrifices and your unwavering belief in each of us. We couldn't have done it without you. To our nursing faculty, thank you for guiding and mentoring and supporting each one of us. Thank you for your endless patience and answering our questions and clarifying our doubts and always challenging us to think critically. And of course, grading our precious, precious works of art, our care plans. We won't probably miss those a whole lot, but we won't miss all of you. So thank you all for your support. To my fellow classmates, congrats and thank you. It's been an amazing journey, and thank you for each one of you, to the support you've shown to me and to every other person sitting around you tonight. Each one of you have played some role in encouraging each other and making this class the unique and awesome group that it is, and it's been a true blessing from the Lord to share this journey with each of you, so thank you. So as we conclude this step of our journey and move on to the next, let's remember to strengthen that backbone of grit, to stand up to the challenges that will inevitably come. Let's remember to nurture our hearts of empathy, because healing the hearts of others takes a whole lot more than just medicine. And finally, let's look for opportunities to be grateful, because none of us got here on our own, and none of us are going to be able to weather the storms without everyone here tonight. So let's look for those opportunities to be grateful. So with that, I just want to say I love you guys. I can't wait to see what amazing things you're all going to do as nurses. Thank you.
Buenas tardes, es un honor estar aquí ante ustedes hoy. Después de 3 años de sangre, sudor, lágrimas, trabajos de investigación y clases intensas, exámenes sobre medicamentos, rotaciones clínicas, aquí estamos, celebrando el logro de convertirnos en enfermeras y enfermeros. Mientras pensé en estos últimos 3 años, pensé en las cualidades que han sido esenciales para sobresalir en la escuela de enfermería y cuáles serán importantes a través de nuestra carrera. Quiero enfocarme en las 3 cualidades de determinación, empatía y gratitud, y por qué son tan significantes en la enfermería. Así que hablaré de cada cualidad y por qué cada una es importante en nuestra profesión. Primero, la determinación. La determinación es un pilar de suma importancia en la enfermería. Es esa perseverancia de superar los desafíos, de seguir adelante, incluso cuando el camino parece increíblemente difícil. En enfermería enfrentaremos obstáculos grandes y pequeños. Habrá días en los que el cansancio parece ganarte, el peso de la responsabilidad parezca demasiado pesado para soportar. Pero es durante esos momentos cuando tu valor te dirá que sigas adelante. La determinación es la que nos impulsará a perseverar y la que nos llevará al éxito. La enfermería requiere un aguante que pocas otras profesiones exigen. Seremos puestos a prueba física, mental y emocionalmente. Pero recuerden, en esos momentos más desafiantes es donde encontrarán su mayor fortaleza. Todos en este escenario han demostrado valor y determinación para llegar a este punto. Hay personas en este escenario que han luchado contra el dolor de perder a un ser querido en medio del estrés de la escuela. Hay personas en este escenario que han trabajado incansablemente a tiempo completo para pagar facturas mientras estudiaban a tiempo completo. Estas dificultades podrían haberlos descarriado, pero en cambio, ustedes han sido el ejemplo de una cita de Florence Nightingale que dice así: "Atribuyo mi éxito a esto. Nunca di ni tomé ninguna excusa". Por segundo, la empatía. La empatía, yo diré que es el corazón de la enfermería. Es la capacidad de ponerse en el lugar de tu paciente y su familia, de comprender y compartir verdaderamente sus sentimientos, su dolor y su alegría. En enfermería encontrarás personas de todas las edades, cada una con sus propias luchas y triunfos únicos. La empatía es lo que transforma la atención médica de una serie de procedimientos a una experiencia profundamente humana. La empatía nos permite brindar no solo atención médica, sino también compasión, consuelo y comprensión. Como dijo una vez Maya Angelou, he aprendido que la gente olvidará lo que dijiste, la gente olvidará lo que hiciste, pero nunca olvidarán cómo los hiciste sentir. Nunca se olviden del poder de la empatía. Tienen la capacidad de sanar, animar y tener un impacto duradero en sus pacientes. Mientras nos embarcamos en el próximo capítulo, aférrense a su determinación y a su empatía. Estas son las cualidades que las diferenciarán como enfermeros y enfermeros. Son la base sobre la cual construirán su carrera y son claves para marcar una diferencia en la vida de los demás. Ahora que hemos hablado de la empatía, hablemos de la gratitud. La gratitud son los ojos de la enfermería. A través de la gratitud abrimos los ojos al hecho que no podíamos estar aquí sin todos ustedes. La gratitud nos permite reconocer las bendiciones que hemos recibido. La gratitud nos permite reflexionar cómo otros impactaron nuestro camino y nos ayudaron a transmitir el amor, las enseñanzas y la fidelidad que hemos recibido. Sin todos ustedes aquí presentes, muchos de nosotros no estaríamos aquí. A nuestras familias y seres queridos, su amor, apoyo y aliento han sido la base sobre la que hemos construido nuestros sueños. Desde sesiones de estudios nocturnos hasta momentos de duda, ustedes han estado ahí en cada paso del camino. Gracias por sus infinitos sacrificios y su inquebrantable fe en cada uno de ustedes. A nuestra Facultad de Enfermería, gracias por guiarnos, asesorarnos y inspirarnos a lo largo de estos 3 años. Gracias por su dedicación para formar la próxima generación de enfermeros y enfermeras. Gracias por su infinita paciencia mientras respondían nuestras preguntas y aclaraban nuestras dudas y nos desafiaban a pensar críticamente. A mis compañeros, gracias y felicidades. Gracias a cada uno de ustedes por el apoyo que me han mostrado a mí y a todas las demás personas en esta clase. Cada uno de ustedes ha desempeñado algún papel para alentar a la persona que está a su lado a seguir adelante. Cada uno de ustedes ha hecho de esta clase lo que es y ha sido una verdadera bendición compartir con ustedes esta etapa. Así que gracias y felicidades. Cada uno de ustedes ha demostrado valor frente a los desafíos, empatía en presencia del sufrimiento y coraje en la búsqueda de la excelencia. Mientras se preparan para embarcarse en este noble viaje de enfermería, sepan que llevan consigo las esperanzas y los sueños de innumerables personas cuyas vidas tocarán. Su compasión, su dedicación y su compromiso con el bienestar de los demás marcarán una profunda diferencia en el mundo. Mientras embarcamos en este próximo capítulo, solo les quiero recordar, aférrense a su determinación, porque las pruebas vendrán. Fortalezcan su empatía, porque la curación es más que una medicina. Y finalmente sean agradecidos, porque ninguno de nosotros llegó hasta aquí ni puede avanzar por sí solo. Gracias.
Thank you, Jason and Anna. Your light throughout this program has been so helpful, and not only tonight have they shown, but they've always been uplifting to our cohort. So thank you. Next, I have the privilege of introducing Brandy Gleason, our faculty speaker. Brandy has guided us and taught us during our first year of nursing school, all the way until our last. So, Brandy.
Thank you so much. So, in 1949, a young nursing student named Betty entered nursing school at Los Angeles County Hospital in Southern California. Now, in 1949, nursing school was much different than it is now. In those days, nursing schools were often part of a hospital and not an academic center like CSU Stanislaus. There was no electronic health record. There was not an endless database of information at the fingertips of the students. There was certainly not artificial intelligence in 1949. The uniforms consisted of a traditional nursing hat and the stark white uniform of the student nurse that was visible to everybody around them. Because the nursing school was often part of a hospital, the requirement for nursing students was that they were to live at the hospital, at the nursing school where they attended for the duration of their entire time in nursing school. And this was interesting because it also brought about another rule, and that's that nursing students had to remain single while they were in nursing school. They were absolutely forbidden to be married. In fact, if they got married, they were often dropped from school. So this was the school that young nurse Betty was entering at the time in 1949, and of course, a little ways into her time in nursing school, she met a young man named Earl. Now, Earl happened to become the love of Betty's life. And so they wanted to get married. But remember, this is forbidden. So in an act of total rebellion at the time, they decided to steal away one evening after Betty's clinical ended, and they drove all the way to Las Vegas to get secretly married. But they were on a very short timeline because Betty had nursing clinicals the next morning. So after their secret nursing ceremony, they turned right back around, got on the road, and started driving back towards Los Angeles from Las Vegas. They got about 10 miles outside of Las Vegas, and they ran out of gas. And because there were no cell phones in 1949, they had to walk the 10 miles back into Las Vegas to call their parents to come pick them up. Needless to say, Betty was very late for her nursing clinical. And I thought about this story because I thought of everything that has changed in nursing, especially nursing school and nursing as a profession in all of those years. But one thing that hasn't changed at all is that you should never, ever, ever be late for a nursing clinical. Am I right? Yeah. And so that was actually a true story because Betty was my grandmother and Earl was my grandfather. And I'm happy to say that Betty did complete nursing school and she went on to have a wonderful career as a nurse. My mom became a nurse and then I became a nurse following in their footsteps. Not the elopement part, the nursing part. But that's why it's such a personal and professional joy to watch all of you graduate today, because I know that you're about to set out on your own nursing legacy. And maybe some of you are sitting up here and you're carrying on in the footsteps of somebody you know and love. Maybe you're the first nurse in your family. Maybe you're the first person in your family to graduate from college altogether. But what you all have in common sitting up here tonight is that you conquered nursing school, and that's amazing. So to kind of try to give you guys a little bit of a picture of what it was like for this group to go through the last 6 semesters of nursing school, I asked them a few questions. And one of those questions was, if somebody had created a documentary of your time in nursing school, what would be the title? And so these answers from this group was very revealing. So I've carefully selected some to share with you tonight. The first one was simply survivor. And copyright aside, I thought that was very interesting. I mean, can you imagine Survivor, the nursing edition? I also thought it was very appropriate because really you guys survived the ultimate immunity challenge, and that was navigating nursing school through a historic pandemic, right? The next one was, I've developed hypertension. Now, I don't know that I would want to watch that documentary necessarily, but I thought that was great because, I knew a lot of you when you first entered nursing school in that very first semester, and not many of you knew exactly what hypertension was, right? But now you know everything there is to know about hypertension, everything you didn't know you wanted to know about hypertension, and so much more. And I thought it was just reminding me of how far each of you has come. The next one was sleep. What is that? And this one made me laugh, actually, because as you guys are finding out, a lot of hospitals like to hire new grads into night shift positions. So I think sleep might be a little bit elusive for a while, right? So the next one was the journey to the greatest achievement. And I thought this one was wonderful because graduating from your nursing program will truly always be one of your greatest achievements. I've been a nurse for a little more than 20 years, and it's still close to the top of my list. And I think a lot of the faculty here would say the same, so congratulations. The final one I'll share with you is Finding Myself, the Road to Becoming a Nurse. And I really love this one because becoming a nurse is in so many ways synonymous with becoming a better version of yourself. And there's nothing like 6 grueling semesters of nursing school to really become a better version of yourself. Choosing to become a nurse is choosing to enter a sacred profession. It's a profession that's both an art and a science. Many people say that becoming a nurse is an ultimate act of love. And I think that's because being a nurse really takes everything that you are to do the job. It takes all dimensions of who you are to really do the job. As a nurse, you're going to experience the power of human caring and the healing power of human compassion. Maybe you're going to have a patient who you take care of where you experience hope when they finish their last round of chemotherapy. And maybe you feel a little bit of sadness when you learn that their tumor didn't actually shrink. But then you're going to be inspired to the core when you watch your patient choose hope and faith in the face of insurmountable odds. You might feel some fear when you're rushing your patient off to surgery unexpectedly. And then you're going to feel some relief and some pride when you realize that it was your keen assessment skills that might have saved that person's life. You're going to feel some anger when you experience the result of injustice and cruelty. And then you're going to feel empowered, because as a nurse, you can actually do something about it. You're going to see the beauty and the mystery while providing care for somebody who's transitioning out of this life. And you're going to be completely awestruck when you watch a newborn baby take their first breath. In the same day, or sometimes in the same hour of your clinical shift, you're going to be so proud of how much you know, and then you're going to be humbled by how much you really still have to learn. And really, out of everybody you're going to take care of in your entire nursing career, the most important and the very hardest person to take care of is going to be you. And we've talked a lot about this throughout your time in nursing school, and I'm so glad that the student speakers also brought that up. But I wanted to share one more bit of advice in that regard as you take on your next challenge. And that's, as you step into becoming a nurse, I want you guys to always remain learners. And yes, absolutely, I mean that you need to be a lifelong learner. And I hope that all of you choose to reach the highest nursing degree that you possibly can. Because we need nurses out there who are advocates, who are going to help create a better healthcare system, one that's equitable, affordable, accessible. We need you to do that. And we also need you guys to come back here and teach the next generation of nurses, because we're not going to be here forever. Some of us are going to retire at some point. But really, the learning mindset that I'm talking about is truly a growth mindset. And that means instead of asking yourself, why is this happening to me, when you guys reach some challenges in your life, I want you guys to instead ask yourself, what can I learn in this situation? Even better, what can I learn about myself in this situation? That's going to protect your mental health because it's going to prevent you from going into this negative thought spiral, right? And it's going to help you really embrace the power of a nurse, and that's to find creative solutions to some of healthcare's toughest problems. And speaking of enduring during challenging times, you guys know what a challenge nursing school is. And so I asked this group another set of questions, and one of them was if they would share with me what it was that they learned about themselves during their time in nursing school. And what they shared was so beautiful and so inspiring that I put it together in a way that I wanted to be able to share that with you guys tonight. So this is what they said. I've learned that success requires effort, and failure isn't defeat, just a lesson in disguise. I've learned that I am more resilient than I thought. I've learned that I work best when working with others, and having a good support system is essential. I learned how deep my passion is for caring and how meaningful the smallest acts can be. I learned that being a nurse is a beautiful gift and an honor to be present for others on their worst days and their best days. I learned that I may never feel prepared for many of life's challenges, but I can't let fear get in my way. I've learned that my thoughts play a huge role in how I perform. My mental and spiritual health fuels my ability to care for others. I've learned that my own life is fragile, and I need to take care of myself and appreciate life. I learned that I'm stronger than I think, that I love learning something new every single day, and that I'm someone who can make a positive difference. You truly are an extraordinary group of human beings, and each of you has strengths and gifts, and I'm just so happy that you've chosen to share those strengths and gifts through the career of nursing. On behalf of the nursing faculty, we couldn't be more proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Brandy, for those kind words and amazing advice. I will now like to talk a little bit more about our Student Nurses Association. SNA represents leadership and service provided to our community, and I'd just like to take a moment to recognize our fellow classmates and thank each of them who have served in the SNA. So please stand to be recognized.
And we'd also like to take this moment to acknowledge our faculty advisor, Ann Stockman. None of this would be accomplished without her. Ann Stockman is the epitome of what it is to be a nurse. She has cared for us, advocated for us, and led us to success. So thank you, Ann. Join me in giving her a round of applause as she comes to the podium to discuss the history of the pin.
So proud of all of you. It has taken hard work and dedication over the last 6 semesters to earn a bachelor's degree in nursing. The culmination of this effort is why we're here tonight to celebrate the pinning ceremony. The nurse pin has a long history dating back to more than 1,000 years ago with the 12th century Crusaders, who were devoted to caring for the injured and ill and were given large Maltese crosses to wear on the battlefield. Really, so everybody could see them. They were big red so that they wouldn't get hurt. Hundreds of years later, the legacy of Florence Nightingale that has influenced modern-day nursing school pinning ceremonies was started at some of the hospitals even as early as the mid-1880s. In 1916, pinning ceremonies were common in the U.S. and England, and since then, colleges and universities have created their own pins as well as produced their own versions of the ceremony. One symbol representing many of the pins is the lamp. The lamp is a symbol of care and devotion that the nurses administrators to the injured and sick during his or her practice as a nurse. After the nurses were pinned, Florence Nightingale would pass a lamp between the graduating nurses from the faculty to the graduating nurses to symbolize the knowledge that has passed from the instructor to all of you. Nursing pins are a tradition. There are badges of honor and represent CSU Stan's School of Nursing and our nursing profession. The pinning ceremony symbolizes the graduates' achievement of completing clinical and education requirements and marks their transition into the nursing profession. It is our tradition to have the family members pin the new graduates. It is now time for our pinning ceremony.
Thank you, Anne. We truly appreciate all that you have done for us. Now, like Anne said, it's the moment we have all been waiting for. The pinning ceremony is a time-honored tradition in nursing, and we are so excited to begin.
Okay, so I would like those who are pinning, and you have a card that has a number, so numbers 1 through 15 will begin lining up on this side. We have some volunteers that can help you out getting in order, so go ahead and stand, please. And after you pin your student, just turn around to be able to take a picture with the photographers, okay?
And then after 1 through 15, we'll make an announcement for the rest of the numbers, 16 through 28. While they're gathering on the side, I want to take a moment to introduce our faculty who are going to be reading our names. We would like to welcome back Brandy Gleason and also introduce our director of the Pre-Licensure program and the coordinator of all the simulations we've had the pleasure of participating in, Dr. Wendy Matthews.
And then following the pinning, Ann Stockman will come back to the podium and she'll read the nursing pledge with all of us. And we invite all nurses here tonight to please stand and read the pledge together.
Alyssa Auld, being pinned by her dad, Victor Auld. Emily Campadonica. Emily is being pinned by her parents, John and Betty. being pinned by her parents, Susan and Chris.
Julia Shiley. Julia is being pinned by her husband and her son.
Jason Cromer. Jason is being pinned by his parents, Dell and Jeanette.
Ashley Deaton. Ashley is being pinned by her dad and fiance.
Alyssa Duran. Alyssa is being pinned by her boyfriend Gabriel.
Midas Kalindas. Midas is being pinned tonight by his parents Alvin and Nemia.
Cash Galloway. Cash is being pinned by Ann Stockman.
Gina Guman. Gina is being pinned tonight by her parents.
by her parents, Amanda and Anthony.
Ibrahim. Dia is being pinned tonight by her parents, Joe and Warda.
Alyssa Jackson. Alyssa is being pinned tonight by her parents. Sandy. Sergio Lopez. Sergio is being pinned tonight by his mother and brother. Tonight by her parents. Dorcas Macau. Dorcas is being pinned tonight by her parents, Andrew and Ruth.
Yeah.
Kirsten Milan. Kirsten is being pinned tonight by his parents, Army and Jimmy.
Daisy Pena. Daisy is being pinned by her parents, Amelia and Luis.
Jason Herrera. Jason is being pinned tonight by his parents, Dennis and Marie Pereira.
Kaylee Reardon. Kaylee is being pinned by her aunt Linda.
Stephen Rivas. Stephen is being pinned tonight by his parents, Dino and Vanjie Rivas.
Christopher Rezga. Christopher is being pinned by his parents, Alfredo and Annette. Anna Veloz. Anna is being pinned by her parents, David and Maria. Congratulations.
We now will say the Florence Nightingale Pledge. Will all the nurses in the audience please stand, as well as our graduates and faculty. The pledge is on the back of the program. I pledge myself here to practice my profession with integrity. I will endeavor to maintain and elevate the standard of nursing both as a science and an art. I wholeheartedly recognize the importance of high standards of care and personal accountability. I devote myself to the healing, protection, and welfare of those committed to my care. I accept the duty to work for the improvement and health in the communities in which I live and work. I will hold in confidence all persons and matters committed to my keeping and will respect the privacy of medical information. I will act with compassion in ethical manners. I will not knowingly administer or consume any harmful substance. I will commit to interdisciplinary collaboration and lifelong learning. I will fully acknowledge the seriousness of the responsibility that I accept in my calling and the significance of this pledge that I take today. Congrats.
As we prepare to hear the closing remarks, we want to take one more opportunity to acknowledge all that we have done and all that we have been through to get here. We did it, guys.
All the late night study sessions, APA formatted papers, care plans, and clinicals paid off. Congratulations to us, and I'm so excited to see the nurses we'll all be.
Before Marla gives us a closing statement, on behalf of our cohort, we would like to present the School of Nursing with a framed picture of our cohort. We will give it to you after, but it's in the front. Thank you. And here's Marla.
I was so excited to see so many nurses here in the audience. Not only are you guys probably family members, but we do have long traditions of once we have a nurse in the family, we have multiple nurses in the family. Hopefully your children, our baby, for Julian, will become a nurse someday. I hate to admit that Brandy's grandmother is the same age as my mother, but she graduated from nursing school in 1959, and just like Brandy said, she was not allowed to get married until the last 6 weeks of the program. And the program was 3 years long, and the nurses ran the entire hospital. And so you slept for 8 hours a day, and you worked for 8 hours a day, and you went to school for 8 hours a day. So that was your 24 hours. And if you wanted to, on the weekend, get $1 an hour, you could work extra on the weekends to actually get paid. And so nursing's come a long way. Look at where you guys are now and all of the advances that we've made in our profession since then. I met you on day 1. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm here on day, 900 and something? And I'm immensely, immensely proud of each and every one of you. You have done remarkable things. You have shown grit, like Jason talked about, and resilience, and you have gutted it out. And that's an amazing fact. And what I want to remind you, and I don't mean to be the downer, you have one more exam, okay? This is not over. You have one more exam. Please study for this life-changing exam, and I know you will all do wonderful, and then you will do wonderful with your patients in the years to come. About a year from now, we'll be asking you to be a preceptor for the next group of students, because that's what happens with nursing. You're going to gain experience, you're going to feel very overwhelmed when you first get out there, but then you're going to feel comfortable, and then you're going to be the expert, and then you're going to be ready to pass that on to the next group of students. Don't ever forget what it was like to be a student, so that you can be there for those next, that next group that's going to come behind you. I'm super excited about all of you being out there because, when I'm a patient, I will want to be excited that I have, you were one of our students. I'm so excited. And I will be, because I'm proud of all of you for all that you have accomplished. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for supporting these students for all of these years. Even before the 3 years that they came to us, they were taking anatomy and physiology and microbiology and all of the other classes that they had to take to even get into this competitive program. And they have done it, and they've persevered, and they've shown their resilience, and we're so grateful to have been a part of their experience for the last 3 years. Thank you for supporting them. And they will meet you outside. They're going to go out this door. You guys are going to go out that door. And thank you again for coming. Thank you for being supportive of them. And give them a round.